So now we actually have enough information and we know enough about programming to actually interface with the user. Now the first command I want to use to do this is prompt. Now prompt prompts the user for user input. And it works similar to the way alert and console does. It passes the parentheses and quotations inside as a message. So I want to say, hello, how old are you? And that produces this pop-up box. And I can go ahead and fill it out. So I'm going to say I am 29, and that executes. However, this is the code for it, but it doesn't actually get saved anywhere. And I want to catch the person's input. So in order to do that, I have to define a variable. So I want to say var age equals whatever the person puts in. And now this age will be their input. So let's go ahead and try this. So I'm going to reload the page, and I'm going to type in my age is 29, and it kept it, but it didn't do anything with it. So let's go ahead and alert the value of age. I'm going to reload, age is 29, and it says 29 back. So it actually caught that. Now I want to say this. I want to say, hello, you can enter. So let's try this out. I'm going to go in here, and inside of age, I'm going to say, hello, you can enter, plus the variable age. Let's save that, reload it, put in 29, and it says, hello, you can enter age. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this variable and inject it in here. But because since we are inside of a string, this gets registered as AGE, the characters. So I have to denote to JavaScript that, hey, I no longer want to use a string, I want to use a variable. And variables are used outside of quotations. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, hey, I want you to give me the age, and then write, hello, you can enter because you are age. Let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to reload, put in 29, and it says, hello, you can enter because you are 29. Now, the only issue right here is that there is no space between the E and the 2 in 29, and that is because it will inject the age right where the E ends. So in order to preempt that, I should put a space at the end of the string to put a space between those two. So I'm going to go ahead and reload, put in 29, and now you see the space is present. But let's do something else. I want to say how many days I've been alive. So that's a simple calculation, just times my age by 365. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to say var days alive equals the age times 365. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to alert you have been alive. I'm going to add days alive. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go ahead and reload the page and put in 29. And it says you've been alive 10,585 days. Great. And if I want to add days after this, I can put a plus and write a space days. Cool. Now, there may also be an issue here. So I'm going to go in and put a debugger here. Now, when I reload, I'm going to type in 29. And because debugger is here, it's going to send me back to this location. And if I go to console, I type in age. Age is actually a string in this case because it appears in quotations, whereas here it's a numerical value. So JavaScript knows that if I'm doing multiplication, it should convert this string into a number. But what happens if I go ahead and put in letters that can't be converted? Pardon me, what is your age? LOL. Says you've been alive for not a number of days. And basically what's going on is that it's taking LOL. So when I say age equals prompt, pardon me, what's your age? Age is equal to LOL. Then it attempts to perform this, which is basically it's trying to do this. And this doesn't actually return anything. Now, if I ever wanted to convert a string to a number, JavaScript has provided a way of doing this. And in order to do this, the method is toString. By method, I mean something that performs some sort of calculation or function. And there are plenty of methods that are already defined by JavaScript. If you want to read about more of these, you could head to two places to learn. You could either head to W3 Schools, or you could head to MDN, which is Mozilla Developer Network. W3 Schools is very beginner friendly, and MDN is for if you want a very deep and rich understanding of what's going on. So let's try this out. I'm going to set a variable of x equal the string of 193. Actually, I'm going to set variable x equal to the numerical value of 193. Then I'm going to say x dot toString. And I went ahead and converted this to a string. Now there is an opposite, and this is parse integer, parse int. And that basically converts a string to an integer. So I'm going to say y equals 123, and I'm going to say parse int y. And that comes out as 123. Notice how this has a dot and a toString, and this goes inside of the parentheses. Cool.